What's up, everyone? This video is about Strike, a revolutionary financial product and service. We'll get into why Strike is so revolutionary, but first let's talk about Jack Mallers, the founder of Strike. His mission is to bring financial inclusivity to everyone. Because if you're not from a developing country or are a business owner, you probably don't realize how frustrating, inefficient, expensive, and inaccessible our current financial system still is. And that's not your fault. The system was designed in a way that customers in advanced countries such as the United States can easily and effortlessly spend money. Well, Jack Mallers is a true innovator. He and his team have created something that will transform our banking system and financial transactions. He created an interface for Bitcoin so that the power of its technology is accessible to everyone and every business in the entire world. And he recently presented his company Strike at the biggest Bitcoin conference in the world, Bitcoin 2022. I was at home streaming his presentation, and the whole time I just kept thinking about my aunt. She is a 70-year-old woman who makes beautiful handmade greeting cards and sells them at local markets. In our conversations, she shared with me some of the challenges that she faces with the actual sale of these cards. She struggles not because there isn't a demand for these cards, but because actually selling them is such a hassle. So when Jack was presenting Strike and explaining all of the things that this Bitcoin product and service can do, I was like, this is the answer. This is what will help her and her small business. Let's go back to how we started this conversation. Jack Mallers' mission is to bring financial inclusivity to everyone. The problem is that his presentation style isn't exactly palatable to most people, the exact business owners who will benefit from Strike. He was on stage delivering his presentation and explaining Strike, but along the way he was insulting boomers, advertising for a clothing company that sells sweatshirts to rap stars, and was continually dropping F-bombs. I worry that if I sent his presentation to her, she would be distracted by his delivery style or get the wrong idea about this whole Bitcoin thing. She might even be offended that I sent it to her, as this 20-somethings hoodie-wearing guy was on stage relentlessly insulting her entire generation. So hopefully I can break it down for you. This video is for you. Let's talk about how Strike is using Bitcoin to revolutionize our entire banking system and financial transactions. Here is what you need to know. Since the 1940s, almost every transaction we make gets run through Visa, MasterCard, or American Express. It doesn't matter if you're swiping a card, using your PayPal account, or tapping with Apple Pay. Behind the scenes, your transaction is almost certainly going to be run through one of these three companies. And these companies take a cut of every transaction that comes their way. So if a winery has to earn $19 to cover the cost of the bottle of wine and their operating expenses, they will have to charge you, the customer, say $20.50, because about $1.50 is going to get eaten up by fees from the banks and these three card companies. And they probably aren't actually going to get that $19 in their bank account for days. Wouldn't it be nice to get that bottle of wine for under $20? Psychologically, I just can't handle paying more than $20 for a bottle of wine. $19 is perfectly acceptable, but once I see that the price starts with a 2, I just put it down. Well, it's possible. The winery could just accept Bitcoin for payment and charge less. Not exactly. The Bitcoin network is absolutely incredible, but it's not realistic to use for everyday smaller transactions. There are still fees, and it can sometimes take hours for Bitcoin transactions to finalize. And that's exactly what inspired some guys to create the Lightning Network. The Lightning Network is built on top of the main Bitcoin blockchain. It allows us to send and receive Bitcoin payments much cheaper and quicker than traditional Bitcoin transactions. It's incredible. So this is where Strike comes in. Strike brings Bitcoin's Lightning Network to the palm of our hand. There are many Bitcoin wallets that do this actually, but what makes Strike so special is that it gives us more freedom in the way that we can or cannot interact with Bitcoin Lightning Network. My aunt, the small business owner, might not feel like learning about Bitcoin. And I doubt that she wants to get into a big spiel about Bitcoin every time she goes to sell a handmade greeting card at the local market. Well, with Strike, if you want to pay in dollars, you can. If you want to pay in Bitcoin, you can. If you want to pay in Japanese yen, go for it. And the reverse is true. If a business wants to accept US dollars or Bitcoin, or Japanese yen, they can. No matter how you dress it, the Bitcoin Lightning Network will be behind the scenes making conversions and facilitating transfers so that we can send and receive money almost instantly and with minuscule fees. In the same way that we don't even realize that Visa, MasterCard, and American Express are currently facilitating almost 100% of financial transfers that happen, we won't even realize that the Bitcoin Lightning Network is hard at work behind the scenes making money move in a whole new way. This is absolutely a superior way to transact. It's faster, no company is profiting from moving money around, and it's way more secure. It's game time, people. Here are all of the companies who have already partnered with Strike. This is any company that has a NCR point of sale system, such as McDonald's, Walmart, Publix, Whole Foods, Home Depot, Starbucks, and so many more. At Chipotle, we will now have the ability to opt for Bitcoin. Or we don't directly have to pay in Bitcoin, we can still pay in US dollars, but participate in this new network. Strike allows us to spend in dollars, but instead of processing them through the traditional card network, dollars get converted to Bitcoin on the Lightning Network, sent, and then paid to Chipotle in whatever currency that they choose. This will be way cheaper, quicker, and more secure. So we better see the prices of chicken come back down. Anyways, to start using Strike, simply download the app from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. No smartphone, no problem. You can also use Strike through a Google Chrome browser. Once you're inside the wallet, you will see this screen. Let's start with the profile icon that's all the way to the right-hand side of the screen. This is where you can connect traditional payment methods to the Strike world. Strike will provide you with a bank account number and a routing number so that you can connect your account. To receive money, you can give this information to your employer or connect it to any website that wants to have banking information to deposit money into. You can get paid in any ratio of US dollars or Bitcoin. Remember when Russell Okung was all over the news for being the first NFL player to get paid in Bitcoin? Well, it's not like the NFL was depositing Bitcoin into his crypto wallet. He was just using Strike to instantly convert a portion of his paycheck into Bitcoin. You can easily do this too. All right, if we get out of the direct deposit area and we go back a few screens, we can also connect a debit card. Go to Add Method. You'll be taken to this screen and then just add debit card information. Back to the main screen. This Bitcoin icon next to the profile icon is where you will buy, sell, and send Bitcoin. Remember, this is a custodial wallet, so you do not have the private keys to any Bitcoin that is in this account. I recommend only keeping small amounts of Bitcoin in here. And lastly, let's talk about the home area within Strike. This is where the Lightning Network is integrated, the thing that lets us send and receive funds almost instantly without fees. In order to use the Lightning Network in this area of the wallet, we will have to send and receive funds from another Strike user, a business that has one of those NCR point of sale systems like we talked about earlier, a financial platform that has integrated the Lightning Network such as Cash App, or most recently announced, Shopify. For the next few years, we will probably go through a transition period where we will have the option to transact with the outdated, inferior method, or we can opt to make the change for the better. Some people will fight it, and others will embrace it. But I am confident that we will all be either directly or indirectly transacting with Bitcoin, specifically the Lightning Network, in the near future. Please take time to ask questions and learn as much as you need to feel comfortable with this new system. Because it is here. This change is benefiting you, me, and the entire world. We already see Strike working directly with El Salvador to allow people who didn't have access to a bank or couldn't afford to transact with card companies to have a far superior option. El Salvadorians are realizing what we are all about to realize here in the United States. Bitcoin is better, and Strike allows us to integrate this technology into society so that we can revolutionize the way that we transact. If you would like to open up a wallet with Strike, use my referral code that's listed in the description box down below. You'll earn a $10 bonus and you'll be supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. And if you would like to get a beautiful handmade greeting card from my aunt, I'll also link her information down below. Thanks everyone. I'll see you all next week. And until then, happy hodling.